Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and today is the first day where we actually have a 60-degree day in Pennsylvania. It is gorgeous out here, and we have a spectacular car to go for a ride in. Please take the time and watch the full showroom video that I do of this car. We also do a cold start video, and the purpose of today is to go for a drive so you can experience what this very unique car is and what it's like to drive and ride in. The car itself is a 1934 Packard. The car was originally built by Packard as a Super 8, on the Super 8 chassis, as a full sedan. Somewhere in the 40s or so, 30s or 40s, it was converted to, believe it or not, a pickup truck, which happened a lot to big old Packards because they had very strong motors and very strong frames. So through the 40s and 50s, this car was used as a workhorse, as a pickup truck. It was rescued by a well-known collector who loves rescuing old cars, and he bought the car and commissioned to have it turned into his dream car, which was always one of the 4 original Boattail Packard Speedsters. So this car is a handmade recreation of one of the 4 original Boattail Speedsters, which is kind of the pinnacle of 1930s American styling. So again, it's a fully restored car. It's a full Packard. It's a straight 8 engine, the original engine to the chassis, Super 8 chassis. The whole front of the car is original. The rear of the car was handmade by a body specialist to replicate the best of the Packard Boattails. So, and the car only, it was completed a couple of years ago. It recently had the soft top, was just finished. The interior was just finished. Hasn't been driven anywhere, has less than a couple hundred miles on it. It's never been to a show, it's never been to a tour, so it's fresh on the automotive scene. It's never really been seen anywhere. There are a few minor details that should be finished on the car. This is just a bolt in here to hold the top when it's up. This should have something much nicer made for it. So these 3 attachment points, and there's one over there, should have something more period correct made for it. On the, let me start it up for you. The car does run well, always starts up nicely. As we go along, you'll see the speedometer is working when we're driving the car. We have good oil pressure. If I let it go down to idle, about 16 pounds. Any throttle at all, it goes up instantly. The gas gauge is not working. I have about 3/4 of a tank. It is not working. Water temperature is great. We're at 190, 180, just over 180. It'll go down a little bit as we drive the car. The clock is not working, and the amps gauge is not moving, although I know it is charging. So there you have it. The car drives magnificently. It drives like an old Packard should. Very strong motor, a lot of torque. I was really surprised how well it shifts. The transmission is wonderful. Second and third shift very easily. You can downshift from third into second without double clutching, which I'll show you. And of course, all of this was rebuilt. When the car was restored, everything was done. So the entire brake system, the entire frame was taken down to the bare metal. So it's all new components. And beautifully done, very well done. So let's go for a little ride. It's like driving the Queen Mary around. And to say it attracts attention is a supreme understatement. Accelerates nicely, very smooth. There's third gear. As I mentioned, good oil pressure. We're running at 180 degrees. This car is rolling sculpture. Just unreal driving this car. What an experience. Steering is nice, very solid. And we're in third, and we can go right into second without double clutching. Very smooth shifting. brakes are very positive feel. Of course, they're drum brakes the whole way around. But they actually work quite nicely. They don't require much effort to stop this car. The ride is surprisingly firm. The car goes over bumps with a lot of nice rebound control. There's no rattles, no noises from the suspension at all. And it really, very powerful car. Just driving this car, it's just magical. It's a whole different time period. So I hope we find a really good home for this car. Just spectacular styling, a good build, very good restoration, stunning car. And it's the only one in the world exactly like it. It's one of one. Boy, what a great job I have. Thanks for coming along.